everybody. You are tuning in to Fucking Phenomenal with Ashley Victoria, and I am hanging out with the one and only Italian Stallion, Mr. Rocco Stowe. Hey.
How are you?
I'm wonderful, baby. How are you?
Good. You look beautiful. Thanks for having me.
You look handsome, too.
Thank you so much.
That's right. You know, the Italian genes don't lie.
Yeah. You know it. They don't, because they're very tight. So you see everything.
Oh,
yeah, so you can't lie at Italian jeans, you know.
I'm only dressed up for Zoom interviews. So like beneath this is just panties right now. So
oh, turtleneck and your panties on. Turtleneck and your panties on. You got your turtleneck and your panties. No, I'm kidding. I'm just being silly.
But anyway, I'm so happy to to be hanging out with you today. I know you were out in LA. How are things out west? Because here in the Bible Belt Carolinas is a bunch of Karens, and people are not happy.
Yeah, it's interesting. I live by the mountains, so luckily it's kind of spread out. I'm out of the city. I'm about 30 minutes out of the city. So where I'm at, it's a little more spread out. And, everybody's kind of naturally socially distant. So out here, it's pretty chill. The grocery stores aren't too backed up or anything. But if you go in the city, it's like a lot of anxiety, a lot of panic driven. Last night I just took my motorcycle out and I went to this little shopping area called the Americana, and I went to In-N-Out Burger and I got 2 burgers protein style, and it was pretty like chill. But if you go into the city, like into Hollywood or West Hollywood, it's like people are just on top of each other. They're, some people are abiding by it, some people aren't. So I just try to, keep the focus on myself, do my part, and that's the only thing I have control over anyway. So.
Yeah.
So far so good.
All right. Well, I'm glad that you're hanging in there. Because that's not the case for everybody. So I
feel a little claustrophobic at times, and but I'm managing the best as I can, for sure.
And that's all we can do is manage the best we can. I definitely believe that. Well, today is Memorial Day, and I know you and I both have a lot of people to think and to be grateful for.
Right.
For sacrificing, just being, just taking that hardcore step into, being in the service. And what many people do not know about me is I actually wanted to be in the Navy.
Oh, wow.
I know, right? I love the ocean. I love traveling. I love seamen.
Pardon the pun.
Right. I got jokes too,
yeah, you do. You're funny.
But I'm pretty blind. I don't know if you can see the medication through my lens. So that was definitely a no. And I wear hearing aids. So when you go a certain amount underwater, you're pretty fucked. So that washed out that idea to do the Navy. But ever since then, though, I have always had this appreciation, for all the men and women, who have served our country. My uncle was in Vietnam, was in Desert Storm. I've had, my grandfather was in the Air Force, and he said he hated planes. So I've always wondered why he would do that to himself. So that runs deep in my family. So my question with you is, what made you enlist, and what did you take away from serving?
Well, for me personally, I don't know. I can't speak for anybody else, but for me personally, I was in it was like a cool Boy Cub Scouts. It was called the Young Marines, and I joined the Young Marines, and I just kind of was fascinated with the history of the Marine Corps. It was also founded in a bar in Philadelphia in 1775 at a place called Tun Tavern, right in Philly. In South Philly, where I'm from.
See your brotherly love.
Yeah, and so I was a I was a street kid. I was in and out of trouble. I had severe learning and sleep disabilities, sleep disorders, and so I just thought it was the quickest way to success for me because I couldn't get into college. I couldn't even get into community college, for me personally. And that's not everybody's story. You don't have to have that story to be in there. But I knew that I was I was mentally strong deep down inside, and I knew that that the Marine Corps could bring the best out of me as a person. And so and it was just the quickest way to success. You get in there, you grind it out, you sweat, and you learn knowledge. Like it's hard mentally. Like you have to learn history and you have to be smart, and you have to learn mathematics because you got to calculate what they call the dope of your weapon, which is iron sights, and you have to learn focus. You have to qualify from 500 yards away with a weapon. So you become this confident person by the time you get out of there, and you just feel success. I felt like I was successful.
Well, a couple of things. College isn't for everybody. I have a lot of very successful friends who dropped out of college, or who just never even went to college. But I also believe, that things are happening to us for a reason, and that sometimes you have to go through things, through experiences, through journeys in order to, to discover yourself, and being in boot camp or Marine, whatever, like that shit is not easy, and it's definitely a strong discipline, and not everyone can get through that. So that right there is, I think, an education. I mean, something that you're still, you can't get that in college,
Right. Because we're like in a society now where everybody's so soft and everybody wants to say the right things and everybody has to be politically correct. Not everybody. People get their butt hurt. Not everybody, but a lot of people. It's like they don't want the guy around them that's telling them, hey, man, you're messing up. You need to spend more attention to your kids, or, you need to treat your wife better. Or, people don't want those people around, because, they want the people that are going to co-sign all their negativity, And so that's the one thing I tell people that I'm friends with. I'm like, I'm going to tell you things that you're not going to want to hear all the time, but just know that, I'm telling you because I want you to be better, and I'm not getting paid. I'm not a therapist. Like, you're not paying me $150 an hour just so you can, you can like act like I'm telling you everything you want to hear. I'm actually going to tell you the opposite, So I think it's important that we have people in our lives that keep us in check, that are going to tell us not what we want to hear, but what we need to hear,
And you know what? I truly believe, and I tell this to all my friends, that the universe puts people in your life the same reason she takes them out. And I sometimes, again, we never understand the reason why, but sometimes it might not be our purpose to understand the why. So again, I do thank you. I know it wasn't the easiest thing. So you are appreciated over here in the Carolinas. So just moving forward.
But real quick, I want to say thank you to all the service members that are serving right now, the ones that have passed away and the ones that they've come back with less of themselves. I want to thank them too, and the people that are serving and have served. And also like the wives and the husbands of these people that are serving.
Yeah.
I mean, they're a big part. I mean, it's really hard when you're overseas and you're raising kids, or, men and women, it takes a lot. You have to be the rock, because that phone call that guy or girl or woman might, like, that one phone call that they give you and you pick it up, that could get them through the day overseas. So, God bless them as well.
That's very true. Well, thank you again. I do want to jump towards, so the funniest side of things, and, woo! So writer Judd Apatow, I swear, I really hope I'm pronouncing his name right. He's written
Judd Apatow.
Thank you.
Yeah.
He's written, Knocked Up, the 40-year version, super bad. And he quote, I'm pulling up my notes here. He said, people who get involved in comedy are upset about something. It's speaking your truth and revealing your darkest, deepest stuff that for most people would keep hidden. Can you relate to that, or does your material come from something else?
There's definitely things I write about that I'm upset about for sure, but it's more like a passion, something that I'm passionate, something that I care about, you know? It's usually something that I care about, you know? It's something that's like, I really want to talk about this, you know?
Yeah,
You
you
know,
were the third person today, and I shit you not. I've had 200, interviews before you this morning, and everyone has said the word passion. Being passionate about their craft, about what they're doing. And I'm saying this again for like the 30th time, is that it's your passion that is going to attract the right people to you, and that's going to help you, persevere and continue doing what you love. And you're the third time the charm today, babe.
thank you. But yeah, there are things I'm upset about too that I'll talk about, like Sally Mae and, stuff like that. It's like, and creditors, there's things that I'll be upset about. So yeah, and then I'll come from that little place,
That little
and
place.
then I can, yeah, that little place
the butterfly that you feel.
yeah, or whatever. It could be like a shoulder pain. You're like, what is that? Oh yeah.
We have all been through some serious shit, and I think that that has made us stronger. And I know you've been through some tough times. You've been attacked, right? And I know that has definitely has changed your life. So my thing is, what are one of the hardest things about moving forward? About pulling yourself out of a deep, isolated place per se, and just really just staying positive.
Yeah, I mean, I just feel like it's kind of like a wisdom thing. It's like if I stay, if something's happening to me, it's happening. If I start asking why is this happening, I've already caused myself more pain. So I have to really detach from this place of, well, why is this happening, or this shouldn't be happening, or this is messed up. And of course I say that stuff, and it is messed up, some things. And life is suffering. Everybody's suffering to some degree. Everybody's going to go through some type of suffering. But it's like, how are we going to handle the suffering? And it's like, first of all, I'm preparing for life constantly. Like I do a heavy meditation practice. I diet, I exercise, I read some spiritual stuff, and it's the simple, and I'm not breaking a world record. I'll just read one little mantra and I'll rep it throughout the day, that's kind of, it's like I do these simple disciplines every day, and they keep me balanced. And then when the shit hits the fan, I can amp up those disciplines, but if I'm not doing nothing, I can't wait till the shit hits the fan and go, okay, I should do these disciplines now. No. The disciplines have to be a working part of the brain. It has to be the reps.
That's not easy.
But it's easier. It's easy. You have to look at the big picture. It's like when the shit happens to you, you're going to be dealing with that easier. It's like you can let yourself go. You can let yourself get overweight, and then you can have get your arms amputated because
I feel so attacked right now.
You know what I mean? Not you.
I'm so lazy.
When crisis, I did 2 10-day silent meditation camps, and everybody's like, I can't do that. That's crazy. But now I was in silence with no phone or anything for 10 days. So now I'm a little more comfortable during a pandemic. You see what I'm saying? Because I gave up 10 days of my life in silence. Now when this kind of thing happens, I'm more prepared. I'm more balanced. I'm getting through things a lot easier. So it's actually the people that are tough and hard are the ones that don't do the little disciplines. Those are the real tough people. Because one, they're carrying around all this stuff, all this extra weight in their mind, and stress and anxiety, right? That's harder than doing these little disciplines to me. Walking around miserable all day is so much more work
Yeah.
than like doing 5 things every day that are going to like make me more balanced and free. You know, discipline equals freedom.
Besides
You know?
teasing me with all that food you make at home, those ricottas, the cannoli, you know.
Yeah, but I do it once a week. I have one meal a week, and like a lot of times I'm only having 1 or 2 bites, and then I put it away. And I also do intermittent fasting, which every day. So I eat within an 8-hour window, and then that's it. Especially during this pandemic, because I don't want to eat all the food in my house. You know what I'm saying? So I do the intermittent fasting, and what that does is it keeps me disciplined, and it keeps me eating in a window. And also, you start to realize that your stomach is lying to you, man. Like, you don't need to eat. You can go 30 days without food. You know what I mean? So it's like you control your mind.
I've never considered
Yeah.
it.
I'm not considering it. I would never do it either, but I'm just saying, like, if I can go 16 hours without food. You know what I'm saying? Like,
I gotta get my mind right for that. That's gonna be a tough one. I mean,
the mind is the most powerful weapon in the world, and we limit it. We say, I can't, I won't. Once you say that, you wrote a program in your brain. You already created a story.
I love food too much, and
I love food too.
You know my favorite food is?
What?
Italian. You know why? I got a funny story about that. All of my life, my mother told us that we had Italian in us, and you could really see it through her brothers, the height, the bone structure, you know, the features. And one day my uncle got sick, and he had a disease that nobody else in our family had ever, you know, had. So he took, you know, one of the DNA tests to figure out, you know, whatever. Results come back. Now, after all of my life being fed Italian food, bocce, you know, desserts, kisses, like, you know, real authentic Italian stuff, not a single drop of Italian.
Yeah, I don't know. Are they accurate, those things?
I'm a Viking, Norwegian, British, Irish, and everything but the Italian. And so I told my mom, and she was like, oh, well, you still like it.
Like, yeah, but are those things accurate? Because I heard, like, one family got it done, and they were all different stuff.
They are, but sometimes, like, my mom.
I don't know if I trust it. I don't know if I trust it.
Stuff. Like, you know what I mean? Like, she's, like, you know, Italian writings, if I have, like, cookbooks, you know, because, like, I guess she was trying to embrace, you know, that part of her so-called heritage. But anyway, I still love Italian men and food. So the next question for you is, what made you decide that you were going to do stand-up? Because that's not the easiest thing.
Well, it's like that song, I didn't choose Ryman, Ryman chose me. Like, I didn't really choose stand-up chose me. You know, it just kind of chose me. Like, I didn't really try. Like, I didn't think I could do stand-up comedy, to be honest with you. I thought I was funny. I was funny in person. I was a funny actor. I was a charismatic guy. I never thought I could do stand-up comedy. And then my cousin was doing a comedy show in Philadelphia when I got out of the Marines, and I saw him do comedy. And he took a comedy workshop in Philly called the Paul Solari Comedy Workshop. And he said, and I was going to take the workshop just because they say it's good to take for anything, for public speaking, for acting, for improv. It's always good to take a comedy workshop. And what it does is they don't teach you comedy, but you get to perform in front of like people, like real people that want to listen to you. And that's the thing. And then I did my first little bit, and it went really well, and I felt really comfortable.
Do you get nervous before you go on stage? Or, I mean, because the reason why I ask is because, you know, if you said that, you know, comedy found you, you know, some of us have like just a natural instinct of just doing it, and others, like Barbara Streisand, for instance, you know, always had stage fright. Do you get nervous?
If I do, I'm not going to let you know it. Look, there's sensations in the body, okay? There's natural fear that everybody has when you're going into a fight or you're doing something where, you know, you need to execute in spectacular fashion. It's not that like I had stage fright, but I care. I care. I want to do well. I want to execute. And when I feel those sensations, I learn to control them, because you just rep it out. It's about repetition, like I said. You have to be on stage thousands of times, and then you start to hone that feeling, It's called, Frankie Fear. He's like your best friend and your worst enemy, If it takes you over, and I'm quoting from Rocky 5, actually. If it takes you over, then it's going to destroy you. But if you use it, you channel and you harness that sensation, it makes you sharp. That's why I never got drunk or got high or anything on stage, because I want to feel that stuff. That's what's going to drive me to execute. My focus is going to be through the roof.
And I'm so glad you actually brought that up too, because I had an old business coach tell me, he said that a negative attitude and a positive attitude are the same thing. And he said if you think negative, you start to feel negative. When you feel negative, you start to do negative. And when you do negative, negative results happen. So that's the same thing with positivity, like positive vibes only. I think we should be encouraging others, to stop if they're starting to feel any kind of negative, bad juju, whatever. It's to stop in their tracks and to start with this. Start to,
There's a famous boxing trainer, and he would say that the hero and the coward, they have the same feelings. But it's what the hero does that makes him the hero. And it's what the coward does that makes him the coward. See what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's okay to have fears. It's okay to have negativity. So what are you going to do with it? What are you going to do with it?
Gotcha. I'll take a note of that. All right.
But you can't shut them down. Like, you can't suppress. So you never express, which means you never react, and you never suppress. You always want to observe. Find the middle ground. Observe.
And does all this stuff that you teach in your yoga classes too?
Well, I mean, I don't know. I just talk. So I guess maybe. I just talk.
Namaste.
I talk from experience. Yeah.
But to wrap everything up, babe, I want you to, what advice can you give to those who are wanting, to either just pursue whatever their passion is, it can be comedy, it can be just in life in general. What are your 2 cents on that, babe?
First thing is set short-term goals, and don't compete with others. Like, compete with yourself. Make it about you. Make it you against you. Because some people be like, oh, I can't, you're funny for 45 minutes. I'm like, all right, well, how funny are you for? They're like, 5 minutes. I'm like, how funny were you a month ago? I was funny for 3 minutes. Oh, well, that's 2 minutes funnier than you were last time. Don't compare with somebody who's been doing comedy for 20 years. Compare with yourself. Did you get a better 2 minutes? Yes, that's a huge win. So rack up that win, like harness that, And also, if you're doing comedy, for me, I would say start a bar show, and host that show every week and book 5 comedians. Don't do any more than that. This way you can just bomb as much as you need to, and you're not going to get fired because it's your show. Just bomb, write and bomb, get comfortable with bombing, get comfortable with failure, the profit of failure. Chesty Puller's the most decorated Marine ever, and he would always say the profit of failure, the profit of failure. Failure is good. It means you're growing, get better, get stronger, get smarter, faster, harness it. Quitting and failing are different. Quitting is like you just threw your hands up and you gave up.
Yeah.
Threw in the towel.
Definitely don't
But
quit.
failing is a good thing, it's good. Humans are meant to fall. That's how you handle the fall. That makes you grow.
Well, I'm glad that you said that, because, we're not taught that failure is good. We're always taught that failure is bad, and it all starts with school, you know what I mean? Like, you get below a B, like, but you're right. It is true that, if you are failing, you are growing and you are learning. And, that really, I think, needs to be emphasized more to those who are starting to step out of the comfort zone. And I think a lot of my friends who've wanted to start businesses or who have started business and it failed, they just quit, and they never looked at it as a lesson or as a growing or a learning curve, And so I always try to tell my friends to have a PhD, to stay poor, to stay hungry, and to stay determined. And just, to keep, like you said, keep continuing, to grow and to learn. And it's just one.
There's a dichotomy there too. So it's not like, oh, I'm just going to fail. I failed, no, I failed. No, that's not. It's like, okay, I failed. This is what I did. Let me write down what I did wrong. How can I improve? What are the good things I got out of this? And get real with yourself. Be like, you know what? I blew up this relationship. I got into my feelings about it with this one person. I got to learn not to get in my feelings, more. And now I have to inoculate myself. Now I got to put myself in positions where I'm actually practicing not getting into my feelings. And we have to figure that out and come up with a strategy on how to not get into my feelings. Go to the DMV and just practice detaching. Don't get upset in the DMV. So you can actually practice being calm at the DMV or in traffic. Traffic's a good one.
Being calm.
You can do it.
I'm sorry. I got that Viking blood and that Native American. Anybody.
No, man. No, anybody can do it. You got a brain. Yeah. Leave an hour earlier. Be calm in the car, because that negativity, you're going to harness that throughout the day. Can't give yourself a pass. Be like, in the car, it's okay to me to be this way. It's never okay to be that way. No, you can do it. You can do it. Trust me, I got Italian blood in me. I'm fiery. If I can do it, anybody can do it.
Well, this has definitely been, I think, one of the better college courses I've had. So, Professor Stowe, thank you.
Thank you very much. I think I'm going to get an English, like a British accent from now on. Teach my.
I know that we can't be on stage for a couple more weeks now, but I know that things will get back to normal. But I'm definitely excited for you. Whatever you have next in store, more touring, just maybe an album coming out or something. I'm happy for
I
you.
actually just got out of the studio and I got a song coming out. So R&B song. Yeah.
Oh,
I'm back to singing again. So yeah, it's cool. I've been always like, okay, I can't do comedy. What do I do now? Let me get back in the studio. Because I was a singer before,
Right. So this means I have to fly out to LA now, right?
You have to fly out to LA. Yeah.
I'll be out there.
I'm old school. If I see somebody that's cute, you gotta get the eye contact, right, First Lady? You gotta get the eye contact first, right? Get the eye contact. You don't get it, you move on, right? That's creepy. You move on, it's rape. Move on. But you get the eye contact, then you shimmy over, right? Then you shimmy over. You side roll. And then you say something smooth like, yo, I like your eyeshadow. What matches your earrings? Want to get a cup of coffee or something? Can't do that no more. They look at you like you're Jeffrey Dahmer or something. You know what I'm saying? You got to get on the site. Like Tinder or Bumble or Grindr, right? Anybody know? I want to be gay just to do Grindr. They know how to date. You ever see how they date on Grindr? Yo, meet me at the swimming pool, 6:45, with your dick out, no eye contact.